with us right now. A man that needs no introduction. The last time we spoke to him, we were telling him that he had just won the all-time UTEP contest that we did with the fans when we started with 64 minors and went down to one, and he was named the most popular minor basketball player of all time. And I'm so happy we get Tim Hardaway back with us on the show. It's great to see you. The fact that we're Zooming with you is even more fun because I feel like I'm right next to you, even though you're out there at home in Florida and we're here in El Paso.
Well, I'm not in Florida. I live in West Bloomfield, Michigan now.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, I love it out here with my wife and I and my daughters. We out here and we just we love it out here. We're in a nice area and we enjoy it. No
That's
bugs.
great.
No bugs during the winter time.
that's got to be a lot of fun too, I'm sure.
Yeah.
How much snow have you had to deal with this winter?
The past, like last couple of weeks we had up to about 10 inches, 12 inches. It was a lot of snow. But it has calmed down. The last 3 days we had 50 degrees and sunny, and all the snow is melting. So all the lakes are going to be high, and all the dams and all that little ponds and all that is going to be overflowing.
It's funny. I would think about you growing up in Chicago. So snow probably was no big deal to you. You saw it all the time. Then you come to El Paso, and then you go to the Bay Area and Miami, and it's probably like you were without snow for a long time in your life.
Yeah. I was without snow for at least, I say 30, 35 years
Yeah.
of my life. When I came to El Paso, then the Bay Area, then Miami. So I was without snow for a long time. But um, getting back to it is just like riding a bike. You know what to do. You know how to drive in it. You know how to shovel it if you need to shovel it. You know how to put the salt down. You know how to wipe your car off. All that to warm up your car. All back then we didn't have starters. Start up your car and then you don't have to worry about it. Now we got it, so it's good.
Yeah. Things have changed a lot since those days,
Oh,
right?
yeah, no question, no question.
All right. Now I want to give away these tickets. So we're going to give away a pair now. We'll give away a pair near the end of the interview, and I'll let you handle the last question. I'll throw the first question out right now. And Adrian, since I'm working with Tim on the interview, you're going to have to keep track of phones, Twitter, and the app all at once. See who the first person is with this answer. So here we go. The first question is going to be, I think it's an easy one, but I want to see how many people know the answer to this. So you've had your numbers retired by UTEP and the Miami Heat, correct? So did Golden State also retire your number or no? Okay, so Miami retired number 10, UTEP retired number 10. My first question is, when you were a rookie with the Warriors in 1989, you didn't wear number 10. You had a different number that year, and I need the first caller or person on Twitter or the app to give us the correct number that we are looking for. And if they get in with that number, they're going to win the tickets to tomorrow's game. So you've got to know the rookie number that Tim Hardaway wore with the Golden State Warriors. And, again, you're right in my sweet spot because you're a couple of years older than me. So I feel like that time period is just like it was yesterday. But there's a lot of people that might not even realize that you were at one point not wearing number 10 in the NBA.
No, you're right. You're right. When like Throwback Thursdays, when you put it on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, social media, they when I put that number out there, people be like, "Oh man, I forgot you wore that number."
That's
I'm
exactly.
like, yeah, I wore that number, and but I had to because the other guy didn't give it up.
I understand. That makes a lot of sense. All right, Adrian, as soon as we get a winner, let me know, and then we'll announce that on the air so that people know that we've got a winner on trivia. But that's what we need to know. What number did Tim Hardaway wear? Not number 10, but give us the number he wore his rookie season with the Golden State Warriors. All right, good stuff. Now, I was looking at some of your tweets in the last couple of days, and I'll be honest with you. When I saw the tweets, my first reaction is, oh my God, somebody hacked into Tim's Twitter account and is sending off tweets like this, because it caught me by surprise a little bit, because all of a sudden, you've been talking on Twitter about your son and the Dallas Mavericks. And, you've never been one to shy away from your feelings. And then you just decided, you know what, tell me what made you decide I'm going to go on Twitter and I'm going to kind of state my mind right now, because I'm at that point. I'm at that frustration point.
Yeah. I hear people all the time, Charles Barkley, and some other commentators on ESPN, and they talk about, Luka and Porzingis. They talk about, nobody else on that team can make plays. They talk about they need help on that team. They talk about, they need a third scorer on that team. And I want to let them know they don't watch that team very often. They just watch them when they playing. I watch them every game they come on, and I know what's going on better than them. And I want them to know that they're absolutely wrong. They have some scores on that team. Tim is his third scorer on that team if they run some offense for him. I get tired of him just sitting on the side in a corner and just waiting for the ball to come to him with 3 seconds left to go on the shot clock. Then got to put up a 3-pointer. Run some offense for him. Get him involved. He can make plays just like everybody, just like Luka. You just got to give him an opportunity. But the opportunities don't come to him like they supposed to. So that's my frustration when I hear them saying it. I'm not talking, directly to the team because that's not going to change. I'm talking to them because I'm letting them know that, yeah, they do have some guys on that team that can make plays if they have a chance to make plays, and they're not getting a chance to make plays. And Tim is a third scorer on that team if they give him the opportunity to be the third scorer on that team. And he's the leading 3-point shooter on that team. So whenever he's open, he should get the ball just like KD and those guys for the Brooklyn Nets, Harden and Kyrie, gives Joe Harris the ball, leading 3-point shooter in the NBA. They find him. When he open, they find him. They make no mistakes not to find him. All right. So that's the way it should be. And that's the way the game has always been played. And that's where my frustration goes.
Now, I understand. We just got a winner on trivia. I want to announce that. So we got a winner on trivia. Neff Poppy, congratulations. Why don't you tell everybody, Tim, what number you wore your rookie season with the Golden State Warriors?
Number 5, because my new beau wanted to take my whole paycheck for $500,000 and let me give it to him for number 10. I was like, no, I just take number 5. It's half of 10. So I can understand that. So I let it go for a year, and then, they traded him, and I got number 10.
Man, so Manute really wanted $500,000 from you for that number 10?
He was dead serious. He said, but you know what? He was in the league before me. Mm-hmm. That was his number in the league before me. So I understood, he's the seniority, and that's the way it is in the NBA. Whoever's the seniority, they get, carte blanche to whatever. And then the lower guys on the total poll gets what's next. So yes, I got number 5.
Did you wear number 10 in high school?
I wore number 10 in high school. I wore number 10 definitely in college, and I wore number 10 in grammar school.
Wow. So you've worn number 10 up until that time, your whole life practically. That was the first time you really had not worn number 10. So,
correct.
Okay. There we go. So that's it. Number 5, Neff Poppy, nicely done. You've got tickets. We'll give the second question away in a little bit. I'll let Tim announce that one. So I get the frustration. I understand it. Statistically, he's having a great season. He's averaging 17 a game. So it's not exactly like all of a sudden he's having a career low. He's playing well when he gets the opportunity, which surprises me why he's not getting a bigger opportunity to be that consistent third person that people would just recognize as somebody that can put the ball in the hoop, just like he did with the Knicks when he played with them last season and in years past.
Yep. I could say a lot about it, but I don't want to hurt his chances there. I don't want to be like the Ball's father, and just talk about people and what I think should be done and how I think it should be done. So I will leave that alone. But I voiced my opinion to other people about it. Yes, he needs more opportunity in the floor of the game. He can make plays too. Jay Richardson, he can make plays. Of course, you got Brunson that can make plays. Even James Johnson can make plays. But, you just got to give them opportunities to do stuff. And I see the more that's happening there is the same thing that went wrong at Houston with James Harden. So that's how I see this situation is going, and I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Fair enough. Now, how many more years is Tim Jr. under contract for?
This is last year.
Okay, so he'll be hitting free agency, and then it's kind of nice because he would have a chance to ultimately pick his landing spot, which I'm sure when you're a ball player and you have his skill set, it's nice to know that you could actually shop around and go for the place that you think would have the best fit for you and want to keep you in the fold to do the kind of things that he's capable of.
Yeah. It's a lot of teams out here that need a second score or third score.
Yeah.
He fits that bill. He can make plays off the dribble, curl into the basket, passing. His playmaking skills is really, really good and really has improved since college. And when he's presented the opportunity to do things, he does it. He plays the right way. If you open, he gonna give you the ball. He gonna encourage you to shoot it and make the shot. He's a leader out there on the floor. So, I just think he just needs more opportunities. Like you said, when you get when you're a free agent,
Mm-hmm.
when you go, you can make your own choice where you want to go, and that team wants you. That's a big thing in the NBA right now, and I think that his opportunity is going to come.
I agree with you. Tim Hardaway with us here on Sports Talk as we continue. Now, a couple of other things to let our listeners know. Number one, you don't miss any of your son's games. And when your son is playing, you don't want to talk to anybody. You want to lock in, watch the game, and enjoy it. And yesterday, Kevin Harlan was having a hard time figuring out your son's name, and it was driving you crazy during that national broadcast.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. My mother and my dad told me, your name is Tim Hardaway or Timothy Hardaway. Your name is not Timmy Hardaway. That's why we named you Tim or Timothy. And when Kevin Harlan kept saying Timmy Hardaway, Timmy Hardaway, that was driving me crazy. So yeah, I tweeted that. I tweeted NBA on TNT. Yo, Kevin, somebody please tell Kevin Harlan that my son name is Tim or Timothy and not Timmy. All right. And I guess he got the message because the second half it was all Tim Hardaway this, Tim Hardaway that. So yes, he got the message.
In El Paso, do people ever call you Timmy when you were playing at UTEP? Did that name ever stick for fans or people at the university?
Nope. It was always Tim or Timothy because I let them know that my name is not Timmy.
Or Tim Bug, because you were known as Tim Bug back in those days.
Tim Bug, right, but not Timmy. My parents instilled into my head, listen, do not let nobody call you Timmy. That's not your nickname. Your name is Tim Hardaway. And I said, okay, I promise I get you. Like when I'm gonna tell you a story.
Yeah.
First time I get to UTEP, I'm on the phone talking to my mom. And my mom said, after every time we get ready to get off the phone, I want you to tell me I love you and I want you to blow a kiss to me. And I was so embarrassed my first time. And I said, Mom, I can't do that. I got people in the office, I can't do that. I can't do that. She was like, look, boy, I'm your mother. Forget what everybody else think. Say you love me and blow a kiss to me. I said I loved her and I blew a kiss to her. And as I was doing that, I was watching, everybody just turned and looked. And when they did that, I got kind of offended. I'm like, well, what's wrong with that? And everybody was like, oh, that's nothing. That's love right there. That's love. I was like, okay, all right, I appreciate that. But I was embarrassed, but I was like, that's what my mom wanted me to do. Yeah. So when my parents asked me to do something or tell people to make it right with my name or say that they think that something is not right, I let people know that this is what my parents don't think is right for you to do or you to say about me. So I want that to relay that message to you.
I love that story. That's great. All right. Well, I'll tell you right now, we've always called you Tim here on the show. I haven't heard I have very few people that would call you Timothy. That seems more like people that grew up with you or knew you from Chicago when you were younger.
Or when I was in trouble and my parents said, yo, Timothy, I'm like, oh, Lord, Timothy. They don't put the middle name in the middle, Timothy Dwayne Hardaway. I'm like, oh, Lord. I'm about to get killed now. But no, that, a lot of people call me Tim. Yes.
And your son's the exact same way, takes after you and wants the same way as you were known in your younger years. Same thing now.
Exactly,
Wow.
exactly. His sisters and his grandmother call him Timothy.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Hey, meanwhile, I got to ask you, are you enjoying the NBA still? Do you like watching the game? Do you like where it is today as far as just the game itself?
I commend those guys for going out there after what 60 days off, 62 days off, or whatever, and coming back playing. I commend LeBron James for saying, I'm going to play all the games. Y'all want me to play. I wanted to come back, and Martin Luther King Jr. Birthday or after that birthday. But since we coming back earlier, I commend him for going out playing each and every game hard and giving the fans what they want. And these guys, it's very, very hard for them. I've been there with my son. I was with my son a couple of weeks ago before y'all got that big storm.
Yeah.
And I left right before what's that? Valentine's weekend.
Okay.
But what those guys have to go through each and every day, testing, not being around folks, staying at home, staying in the hotels, being very, very, very careful, making sure they're along with the protocol.
Yeah.
I tell you, man, that's just grueling enough. You got to be mentally prepared to do that. And it's got to be all in about your team, about your organization, and keeping yourself safe. So I commend those guys, man. I love watching the NBA. It's very exciting. These guys want to play, Damian Lillard, Dame time, and all that type of stuff. And then you got James Harden to go to Brooklyn with KD and Kyrie Irving. I mean, it's I wish Anthony Davis was still healthy, and not hurt right now. But man, you got Denver and Utah, man. It's just a lot of great basketball going on. And the Phoenix Suns, I'd be remorse not to even talk about them, man. What they doing out there in the Suns. And so I just love watching the games, and of course Dallas love watching them. So. I just commend those guys going out there doing what they supposed to do and staying healthy and keeping their teammates healthy.
Tim Hardaway with us here on Sports Talk as we continue. I've had some questions on Twitter. King Eric wanted to know, did Junior not want to follow you in going to UTEP? I don't think he's heard the story that UTEP really never pursued your son as much as some of the other schools did, right?
No, UTEP did not pursue my son as much as the other schools did. But you know what? If Tim Floyd was there, I would have strayed him right to Tim Floyd and tried to get him at UTEP to play for Tim Floyd, because I know how good of a coach Tim Floyd is and how he was going to bring out his talents. But at that particular time, Tim was juggling to see if he wanted to stay or not, and or wanted to move on and go somewhere else. So it was a kind of situation where he was undecided. But Beeline wanted him, and I tell folks, what's meant to be is what's meant to be, and that going to Michigan was meant for him to go to Michigan and play for John Beeline and that team and do what he did.
Alexa D wants to know on Twitter, who had the best crossover dribble, Tim Hardaway or Allen Iverson, and is it debatable?
Well, it's not debatable because I was in the league first, and I brought the killer crossover to the league, the UTEP two-step to the league. So if you understand, everybody started doing some type of crossover after they saw mine. So it's not debatable. Mine is better, and his is a carry, tell you the truth. And they let him get away with that because that was his move. But you can't get away with it today, because if you do it, they're gonna call carry.
That's true.
So yeah, mine is still going, and people are still working on my crossover move. So it's not even debatable. Yes, my crossover is better.
Fair enough. Thank you very much for that answer. By the way, I got to ask you, it's such a perfect answer, and you're right. It's facts. It's a fact. So, Dream Dribble. it's sold out. They're taking pre-orders now because that was probably the hottest COVID basketball tool of 2020. Everybody wanted one because they were all holed up in their homes, not able to go out. They had to find a way to practice dribbling. So now they're going to take pre-orders for the next Dream Dribble.
Yep. Got to take pre-orders. Go to dreamdribble.com and put your orders in. I've been it's been about 50 of my friends. Their kids been driving me crazy dribbling the basketball around the house, and they've been asking me when Dream Dribble coming back, when the Dream Dribble, when y'all gonna get some. I said the device when I talked to the owners, they told me, they said at the end of February, Dream Dribbles will be in. And I said, all right. I told them all last week, start pre-ordering your Dream Dribbles because they coming in this week coming up or next week coming up. It's like, all right, cool. And that's what they've been doing. And I put it out there so people can understand that it's coming out this week or next week. And don't be sorry. Don't be sorry, because this device really, really helps your kids with developing their dribbles, with their handles, and with the repetition, keeping their butt down, and keeping their head up and dribbling the right way. So when they go out and play games, they'll be more advanced at dribbling the basketball.
Tim Hardaway with us. How's the watch business going? You guys still doing really well with that?
We're doing very well. I'm going to show you something. Hold up. Oh, it's right here.
All right,
the new watches, the new Banneker watches are out. All right.
Those are nice.
Those real nice. The new Banneker watches are out. They just came out this week. They call nice. So go to bannekerwatches.com, BANNEKER watches.com. Get your new Banneker watch. My watches are still out there for sale. So yeah, I got a lot of stuff going on.
You do have a lot of stuff. You're going to get back into coaching. Do you ever want to coach college basketball and come back to your alma mater down the road years from now? What do you think?
I do. Before, I forget his name. What's his name? Coach of Utah. I forget his name. It always slipped my mind.
At Utah?
No, at Utah.
Oh, right now it's Rodney Terry.
Yeah, Rodney Terry. I don't know why it slips my mind, but Rodney Terry, good guy, good motivational guy, and a good coach. But before he left, I think he was at San Diego State, right?
He was at Fresno State.
Fresno State. Before he left Fresno State, I was trying to interview for the head coaching job. But the coach said,
which one? Bob Stoll?
Yeah, Bob Stahl. Not Bob Stahl.
Or Jim Center, the new athletic director, Jim Center.
Yeah.
Okay.
He told me that, he had his eyes on Rodney Terry. So I was like, okay, well, I'll wait. And then I talked to Rodney Terry about a assistant job. He said, he has his assistants and everything. But, if time is right and, if Rodney Terry decides to leave, go somewhere else, or
an assistant spot opens up. There you go.
If the spot open up, I'm be ready. I'm ready. Man. I'm waiting. I've been calling and I've been putting I've been telling them, hey, interview me. I get people there. A lot of coaches said that, hey, if you go somewhere, I'm sending my kid there because I know you're gonna teach them how to play.
Yeah, a lot of El Pasans would love to see you back here, Don. That would be amazing.
I always love to come back.
Okay. Now, trivia question number 2. Give away the last pair of tickets before we wrap it up with you. Let's throw out a question that goes back to your UTEP days that but maybe not everybody else will know. This will be a really good question for us to end it. Go ahead.
Yeah. All right. So when we lived in the dorms, at Burgess dorms, we had our own rooms. All right. But when I was able to move out after my sophomore year, I moved out, and who was my roommate when I moved into an apartment?
Oof, that's a tough question.
Yeah, that's a tough question.
This was your junior year, right? Your junior year.
Junior and senior year.
You moved into an apartment. You had a roommate. Who was your roommate?
Exactly.
All right. Listen, you have been terrific. The half hour has flown by. I can't thank you enough.
Don't it?
It's
amazing.
Always do
when you have fun.
It's exactly right. It's great to see you, by the way, face to face. I love that. And
I like this too.
Let's keep in touch. And again, great to have you back on the show, Tim.
Thank you. And you're doing a good job. And I appreciate you having me on and letting me bring out the dream dribble and my watches. I appreciate that. And continue success. And everybody be safe in El Paso. All right. Keep wearing your mask and keep social distancing. Keep washing your hands and stay safe. Please stay safe. And go Miners.